Hello everyone and welcome to Game 4 in a series between Evil Geniuses Idra and Select here on Tal'Darim Ultra, almost at Shattered Temple. They've already played on Shattered Temple. Idra spawning as the blue Zerg on the top left-hand side of the map. Yeah, it is blue versus red here on Tal'Darim Altar. Almost did it again. Select has spawned over here on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Select currently in the lead 2-1 in this series, and we'll see how he does in this matchup. Idra doing a premature GG, but he is able to choose this map now. And it is going to be a map that really favors Zerg play, able to set up a base here, and then another base here, really heavily get into macro, and there's no real easy way to divide east and west on this map, and then say Shakuras Plateau, or even Metalopolis, so Zerg can definitely outflank and do a number of different things on this map. Select over here on the bottom right, it looks like he will be going for a barracks and pretty much following a really standard build order. Idra at the same time most likely will be going for a 15 or 16 hatchery, as that is a very strong economic build. Is he going to actually be going for a 14 hatchery? He's going for a 14 hatchery, and this is huge. So he's going to be able to get that hatchery up and running very quickly, and we'll see how it affects him in terms of the long game. Having that many drones, being able to drone up that quickly, he's going to be able to get up a spawning pool next. And then following that spawning pool, double queens, 10 larvae a minute at each hatchery. I believe it's 10. Yeah, 10 larvae on average at each hatchery, and that is going to really play out well. Select looks like he's going to be going into a Reaper expansion here, and Reaper expansion does wrestle away map control, as Reapers do move at the same speed as a Zergling, but able to two-shot, able to shoot and move, and enabling him to just take down a lot more Zerglings. I wouldn't say 100 resources worth, but 2 Reapers definitely able to deal a lot of damage very quickly. SCVs now scouting out, 2 SCVs scouting one in each direction, and it will realize that this is going to be a full cross spawn as the SCV now makes its way off to the north. Hatchery is about to be completed. Reapers do take a very long time to build, 45 seconds to build a Reaper in order to get that early scouting unit, and we'll see how he works out. Is a second Reaper going to be added? Yes, a second Reaper will be added as well. Now, one of the things I like about the Reaper is that after the Reaper loses its viability in the early stages of the game, he's able to take down these destructible rocks very effectively. He does have those D8 charges, and that's one of the things that I am going to miss from the Reaper in the future. The Reaper not having those D8 charges mean that he's not going to be able to clear out bases or those rocks nearly as well as, say, a Marauder. Drone now backing off. He perhaps did see the command center. Yeah, he saw the command center being built over here, as we now see a Reaper already with 2 kills now needs to be very careful, figure out what his long-term strategy and goal is, as there's also a drone now coming back in, and the Reaper may actually spot this drone come in. Is he going to spot it? Yes, he does spot the drone. Is he going to make a move for it? Yes, I believe he will, but the drone does have a significant head start. All he needs is 3 shots, and it may get taken down. Jumping up to the high ground one, well, no, needs to back off. There is a queen as well, and the drone able to continue and go back to work as a third Reaper being added as well. Select now going into triple barracks. His command center already about 3/4 of the way done. 2 additional barracks really helping out as well. Select is almost supply block, but that command center will help him out as the Reapers are still dancing up and down. And are we going to get that third Reaper? No, the third Reaper won't even be able to join in on the fight. There is no connection over here. Interestingly enough, this is not the BattleNet version where you cannot actually jump in from the backside, even though there are rocks. So this is a combination of the GSL version of the map and the BattleNet version of the map. So always be on the lookout whenever you see a map, unless I am completely mistaken and there is no connecting. I always thought that some of the maps did have a little bit of a connecting land bridge here on the low ground to connect the third base. Zerglings on patrol back over there, making sure Idra up to 50 food over 60. That means his drone count is almost 50% higher, or more than 50% higher than his opponent, and sitting at 36. And this is just looking very, very good. Idra finally able to play in the style that he wants. Playing in the style that he wants, and he's going to be able to go very heavily into Mass Mutalisk if he decides to, and then transition into something else. Mass Mutalisk play is what he normally goes against Protoss. I am curious to see what he will try to do against a Terran in this matchup, as the Terrans do have Thors, and Thors are very effective. Zergling quickly taken down over there, as we now see one Reaper hanging out over here. Where are those other Reapers? Reapers, yeah, taking down these destructible rocks, as I mentioned earlier. Not going to be able to do this in Heart of the Swarm, as they are going to lose their D8 charges, but have the ability to regenerate hit points and be a much more effective harassing unit. Zergling looking to scout around the map as well. We'll see how that's going to work. If he tries to take a Xel'Naga Tower, one shot, two shot the Zergling, take it down. And that Reaper already up to 3 kills, and we'll see how this is all going to work out. The Zerglings are trying to take down these rocks as well. The Reaper is already one step ahead, as a command center being built once more. So another command center being built by Select in order to land over here. And Select, with a lot of orbital commands, may be able to outpace his opponent, even though his opponent, Idra, does have a 17 worker advantage right now. Spire is being added, so we are definitely going to be seeing Mutalisk, I believe. We are getting a couple Reapers as well. There's an Overlord hiding off over here, trying to make sure to intercept any drops which may come into play. And another Zergling getting quickly taken down. Level 1 weapons upgrade, Stim, Combat Shield most likely coming in as well, and we'll see how all of this plays out, as Idra about to run up and set up his third base as well. Spending of Select slightly better at this stage. Meanwhile, Idra not too far behind, especially after going for this one hatchery here, and also training up some more drones as well. The Spire should be able to train up somewhere in the realm of 7 to 8 Mutalisks as soon as it pops out, just because of how much gas Idra is harvesting. Marines, mass Marines, making their way out across the field. There are Zerglings now trying to come out, and the Zerglings are going to try to take down these units here, and the Zerglings are just going to die massively to that group right there. Nicely done, as the Reapers now deciding to back off. We are going to see Orbital Command, and no mules being dropped in here just quite yet. The rocks have already been destroyed. Select is not doing anything with this command center yet, not upgrading it to an orbital for some strange reason, as the Reapers look and try and hunt for any units. There is going to be an Overlord right here. It doesn't look like it will get scouted out. Idra being smart, moving away with that one Overlord in order to figure out what's happening. And now it looks like Marines are going to be perhaps trying to intercept this Overlord and shoot it out of the sky. Factory now finally being added. It doesn't look like there's a starport yet, but we are getting siege tanks and siege tech. Reapers still hiding along this backside here. Not quite sure where they can run and hide to, as there's a lot of Overlords and a lot of creep spread that's revealing units right now. 89 food compared to 111. Idra definitely still has that advantage. Now sitting at 58 drones compared to 48. With the help of the mules, though, Select is not too far behind. Idra is setting up this third base as essentially a gas base right now, going quickly into double extractors, as Mutalisks are very gas intensive. You can only train 8 Mutalisks a minute off of 2 bases, so... Sorry, is it 5 Mutalisks a minute off of 2 bases, and getting that third base, it gets you into the 7 or 8 range, I believe. Let's see what that number does jump up to. We are going to see Zerglings now trying to pull back over here. Marines are hiding off over here. There is an Overlord. I do not think the Overlord spotted these units, but the Zerglings look like they are now lying in wait, ready for a trap. There are Overlords pushing off over here as well. Reapers are in position to destroy this one hatchery, and as soon as those Reapers push in, they could force a cancellation, and we'll see what's going to go down, as now another orbital command now being landed. The Zergling going to get some easy damage here, and now finally deal some damage to these SCVs. What's going to be happening? A Marine able to finish it off, though. No real loss at all. The Reapers did not spot the hatchery. They should have jumped down and tried to check it out. Banelings are on a roll. They will be coming along this backside, adding in a bunker here to make sure that the Zerglings are not able to run by. Perhaps a bunker right here would also be beneficial as well, as we are now going into missile turrets. Is it going to be enough? The missile turrets, the Mutalisks do spot this, and now in comes some SCVs. Zerglings are just going to get shot down there, and it looks like Marines are going to be able to get some damage back onto those Mutalisks. A siege tank now sieging up, and it looks like Idra's not going to be able to push in on this third base nearly as much as he wanted to. Select with only one missile turret here, perhaps should consider getting up a second one, as the Mutalisk could easily get some damage onto the refinery and then chain some damage onto some of those SCVs. You can see a drop attempt and not really going down. Only 7 Marines off over here. Zerglings are now in transition. Idra building his spire in the wide open there. A Reaper quickly getting killed by Mutalisks, as I think Select really lost his opportunity to try to destroy this hatchery as it was being built. D8 charges deal a lot of damage very quickly, and that burst damage is often too much, as now we can see Marines are hiding off over here as well. Level 2 weapons upgrade, level 1 armor upgrades. Mutalisks are going to catch the medevac out of position completely, now trying to drop down units, and it looks like, yes, the medevac is going to get destroyed, and Select, unlucky, losing all of his harassment units, and now you can see both sides just really not attacking, trying to play a much longer macro game, but I do believe that Idra has a much better macro game in the long run, just because he has a stronger economy right now. He will be running off of 4 bases. He is running and getting up a lot of gas, and already up to 26 Mutalisks. Even though Marines are able to deal with Mutalisks pretty effectively, it's just going to be simply too many, as more and more missile turrets are being added here, but they are going to get taken down. In comes one missile turret, or down goes one missile turret, as a group of Mutalisks able to just flock in. Damage is being dealt to the Mutalisks there, and they are all pushed back. 2 to 3 missile turrets should be added. There is one missile turret here. Perhaps even adding the Neo-Steel plating or the autosec tracking would help out to make sure that the Mutalisks are constantly getting attacked, and to get around the weapons upgrade that these Mutalisks currently have. You can see now the Mutalisks are going to be pushing in through the center. Once more, medevacs out of position. They are going to get taken down. One medevac does go down there. I believe a siege tank did also get taken down, as the Mutalisks trying to be very careful. It looks like this SCV going to get destroyed here. Marines now trying to push in, but only 1 or 2 Mutalisks gets destroyed. A new SCV being brought over. It needs to be repaired and completed. Perhaps trying to set up a base over here, but I think this is really when Zerg starts to shine on Tal'Darim Altar. Creep tumors, a lot of spine crawlers, a lot of natural defense. Spine crawlers very effective at pushing away any sort of drop attempts, while at the same time costing no food. Planetary fortresses are also very important for the Terran player. We'll see whether or not Select will decide to build a planetary fortress here, as we now see Zerglings are now pushing in over here. Marines completely caught out of position, and wow, this is an absolute beating. This is not good at all, and now Baneling's just melting away. Select losing much of his force, and now Select down by about 50 food, and now just trying to train up more Thors. Another command center going to get destroyed, as Select unable to establish that expansion there, and forcing Select to run off of 3 bases. Mutalisks look to get some damage onto the medevacs. One medevac is down. Another medevac may get taken down. The bunker was able to get some damage. A missile turret also able to get some damage as well, but this is not looking good, especially with Zerglings and Banelings lying in wait. 2 additional Thors being added. Still more Marines being trained up. That is a lot in the queue system right now, as we are now going into a Mobius reactor, most likely for mass Ghost Snipe. Ghost Snipe, such an effective spell. The faster you can spam it, the higher the DPS, and most Zerg units have relatively low hit points. Missile turrets quickly getting destroyed, as the Mutalisks have level 2 weapons upgrade. I think the Neo-Steel plating would have really helped here, as we are now going to see the Mutalisks push in along this backside and get some easy damage. Oh no, going to go after one missile turret. Another missile turret finally gets taken down. Marines are trying to push in. A third missile turret getting in a quick kill there, but we are going into the crackling upgrades and also getting into the Greater Spire. We are no longer at Lair Tech. We are now at Hive Tech. Greater Spire, Brood Lords, and Ultralists. It looks like more Spine Crawlers being added as well. This base over here is going to be very well protected, and I'm interested to see what exactly is going to go down. Idra, his current army, a lot of infestors, 8 infestors, 6 corruptors, banelings, mutalisks, and zerglings. Those infestors are going to be able to just fungal growth and also perhaps neuroparasite Thors later on in the game. I don't believe it has been researched yet. No, it has not been. But the infestors are still going to be able to slow down and stop all of these Marines in their tracks. Mutalisks looking to do another bit of a flyby. It looks like there's only one missile turret in position, and that chain damage dealing so much damage there. One SCV, I do believe, gets destroyed in that engagement, and now the Mutalisks deciding to back off as Select is going to lose another command center unless he's careful. He's now making his way out. The command center down to 520 hit points, needs to be repaired as he's now attacking back on the front door, but the Thor able to get off one kill there. No magic boxing, but still very, very effective. Ghost, 4 ghosts now being trained at a time. Level 3 armor upgrades, Vikings being added to try to take air superiority. And Idra just running off of 5 bases, looking very, very strong, and now also getting into the level 3 weapons attack upgrades for air. The Broodlords and those Broodlings are going to be fully upgraded, and that is just going to be absolutely devastating as Select may not have enough to stop this. And the Marines are now trying to make their way forward. Infestors getting off a nice fungal growth. That is a lot of damage, and a whole bunch of Marines down to 4 hit points, but barely able to stay alive. Broodlords now coming in as well, and those Broodlings are going to start poking apart. Those Broodlings deal, I believe, 7 damage in attack, as Zerglings deal 8. Yes, Broodlings will be dealing 7 damage in attack. Select flying by with this command center. It looks like it will get taken down by another group of Mutalisks once more, as the Broodlords are simply pushing in and knocking on the front door, but in comes the Ghosts. Ghosts are going to perhaps try to counter snipe. There's a fungal growth. Another fungal growth could do it. Ghosts not able to do very much at all as those Broodlings were going after those units. Now massive snipe of heavy intensive battle. EMP, one Broodlord very low on hit points. It does get taken down. More EMP shockwaves. Beautiful battle here. Not able to get off that fungal growth. Zerglings now trying to push in. Banelings coming in from behind. And this is a crazy encounter here. Infested Terrans now being added as well, as the Infestors need to back off. The Infested Terrans causing problems. Massive Ghosts sniping down the Broodlords. And that is just going to be heavy damage, down to 36 hit points. Infested Terrans acting as a little bit of a wall function. The Mutalisks now getting shot out of the sky. 26 damage per attack, as the Broodlords are now going to be finished up here. Taking a look at the losses, Select did definitely lose a lot more, or has lost a lot more throughout this matchup. But Select did a good job holding his own. The problem is he is still running off of now essentially 1.5 base. He's not going to have very much. Zerglings now swarming in, able to take down that. It looks like the Zerglings are going to go after some SCVs as well. Going to finish off some of those SCVs. A little bit of splash damage there by that siege tank. And worker kills are still getting and just still adding up. Harvester count 69 compared to 58. Broodlord cocoons underway. 6 Broodlords in production. Ultralisk now being added. Zerg Carapace upgrades as well. Katonis plating for those Ultralisks, as we now see that Select once again tries to establish another base and is unable to do so. This orbital command, Zerglings now going to swarm around. Medivacs are in position, but I believe the Zerglings are just going to be too much, especially as now the Medivacs going... Oh, EMP Shockwave. Wow. Massive EMP Shockwave. Baneling exchange there. Idra losing all the energy once more, as Select able to hold on to his Marines after those EMPs. Mutalisks can look to continue to push. They're going to run straight into a group of Thors. Not good news at all. A lot of them have been taken down. Banelings now trying to come in as well. Broodlords, Broodlings, both sides engaging, but the Broodlings are going to be too much, and Select says GG. So Select losing game 4 in this series, and now the series is once again tied at 2 games apiece. Idra able to come back, even up the series with a very impressive macro play, using Broodlord's Ultralisk coming out. Zerg Tier 3 finally being shown how effective it can be. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.